straight at home. And first up tonight, it's number 17, Arizona State. Inside the Huntsman Center, so glad you can be with us. I'm Crystal Blanc alongside former standout at Syracuse, Anna Connolly and Angela. And this ASU team, new coach, several new faces, but they've been able to lean on some senior leadership, in particular from Marta Levinska.
Number 4 senior, again, emphasis on the senior, Marta Levinska. She's really found a home on that opposite side, right side pin. One of the reasons being she's a lefty. Utah's defense has to be aware of that coming into the day. Now, Marta uses it to her advantage. She sees the court well, capitalizes on even the tiniest of holes. But what I love about her back row attack, it's so explosive, making her one of the hardest hitters to defend in the Pac-12. Now, other side of the net, we got to focus on these middles for Utah. Number 2, Emery Satuala, and number 16, Allie Olson. Now, Emery is an elite athlete. She's a great middle because she hits her corners, she's consistent, and defensively blocking is disciplined. Now, Allie, likewise efficient, leads this team defensively, and fun fact, she uses her experience again as a senior to help guide Emery through that specifically defensive play.
The middle's consistent, the pin's big for ASU. Always a fun one. We've got it here for you tonight. Number 17, Arizona State, and the Utah Utes. We'll see which team can keep it going here in the Pac-12. We'll have the starting lineups for you and the first serve right after this on Pac-12 Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for medium rare.
Hi.
Chocolate.
Deep tissue.
Oh, just buy them already.
Omakase.
Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
From summer loves to fall flings. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. It's sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere, the office, home, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you are, Nextiva keeps you connected with your customers and your teammates.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by Clean Simple Eats, elevating life through food and fitness. And powered by Sprouts Farmers Market, the official grocer of the Pac-12. Gorgeous evening here in Salt Lake City, Utah, ready for some Pac-12 volleyball. Utah playing host to number 17, Arizona State. Some players to keep your eye on, Annalie, Jelly Sear, Mary Schroll. We got a couple of really special liberos.
I think Vanessa Ramirez is the libero in the country, and I will go on record saying that she is so purposeful and powerful in everything that she does, and she makes it look easy, which is a telltale sign that she's fantastic at her job.
She absolutely is. And then you see Gabadlo, a freshman. She's leading the team in points and kills. It takes everybody. It's a full team effort right now. Several injuries for Utah this season, and so they've had to make some adjustments and changes. It's been definitely a team effort this year. And for Arizona State, a team with a brand new coach, no postseason for this group. But how about 3 seniors, 3 grad students, the majority of that team staying to play for J.J. Van Niel in his first season. And look at the success, only 2 losses on the year.
No, and up first, Marta Levinska, one of those seniors that just leads this team. Pay attention to how dynamic she is all the way around on the court today.
The senior from Latvia chose to stay for Arizona State. Second ball taken over Utah there. In the back set, there's Satuala. We talked about her in the open. Tip is up and just missing at the top of the tape. And the first point of this one goes to the Sun Devils.
You know, that play, that dig hill play we just saw, started with Marta Levinska in the back row playing defense.
And Anna, we're expecting a fast pace and tempo from Arizona State. That was something that J.J. Van Niel said he absolutely demanded from this team coming in. At times, maybe a little undersized compared to others. And so he said, hey, I want the tempo up and fast. We're going to beat the block to the net. Not that time, though. Utah, the overpass, and they put it down all tied up. Both coaches telling us in this one, Anna, serving and passing would be so key.
Serving and passing, and we get to see a great example of it. Now, out of system is the name of the game. We know it. If we know this sport well, we know that if you can win that out of system play, if the libero is taking the second ball, putting up a nice 5 feet in, 5 feet off set, that's who's going to win these volleyball matches.
There was Ramirez with the one-handed save, and then she puts the hands up. A little out of system, but Bailey able to connect, overpass, tries to tip it down and gets it to go. Utah takes their first lead.
Cameron Bailey, I saw Utah play against USC UCLA their weekend in Los Angeles. The biggest adjective that I have for Cameron Bailey, creative, crafty, and that's exactly what you want. Not every, quote unquote, good hit or kill is going to be a big, sexy, strong hit. It's more times than not the tips, the rolls, the junk that goes down.
That one just wide for Jelly Sear. They thought maybe either a touch or it caught the line, and wanting their head coach to bring out the challenge card. I think he's going to.
Like a Jelly is signaling to JJ. She's saying, no, that was a touch. I saw it. Yep. I heard it.
And that is exactly what they're going to ask our officiating crew to look at. Our up official tonight, Miley Jukes. Our down official, Paula Martin. She'll take a look at the monitor. And wow, there was definitely that quick whip of Jelly Sear. And it'll be interesting to see if they can win this one. And it's early in a match, and you only get those 2 challenges. But if you can win this one and retain it, you don't want to let this one get out of control either. It's never easy to be out on the road, especially here at Elevation. Elevation, something that Coach Van Niel talked with us about, saying, serving sometimes can be tough at elevation. Just the air here, just a little different than it is at sea level.
And I think that's what Utah and Colorado on that, and, if we're talking about elevation, have that advantage in the Pac-12.
See if we can see. So tough at times to see touches.
So we're looking at change of direction, different spin, different pace on the ball. And again, this is a game of millimeters.
Can you see a fingertip bend? Do you see if Emily Smith, who'd come in to serve, if she possibly had a little touch there before it goes out? But Paula Martin, it looks like, has made her decision. And she says, yep, I saw a touch. So good challenge for ASU. That brings it back to just a 1-point deficit
early on in the game.
Or ties it up, rather.
2-2, and we're already pulling challenges, and we're winning challenges. Challenges can be the biggest momentum shifter. In this case, maybe momentum igniter.
Jelly Sear back to serve, the junior from Flower Mound, Texas. And sends a deep one that Voss had to just put the fingertips up. Bailey off the tape. Outside, and the tip from Habello, who's checked in. Satuala on the slide, gets it to go. Right now, Arizona State, the passing and the setting, not quite there. They're a little out of system.
And it's interesting because Utah, we know where this ball is going. The only option offensively is Emery Satuala on that slide, what we call that back set. She's coming in from the middle. So ASU's blockers essentially should be set, waiting for her. And that's just a miscommunication timing thing when it comes down to it.
Serve from Camry Bailey. Nice job out of the back row. Rolling that one over was Levinska. And it's a free ball to the Sun Devils. Back set, slide right back at you, says Claire Jeter, the senior.
The connection in timing from Shannon Shields and Claire Jeter is remarkable. Now, Vanessa Ramirez, again, speaks to her experience. It doesn't matter if she's sending a free ball over. It's a purposeful free ball. Forcing, we try to go to that right back in free balls because it's a weird angle for the setter to get. More times than not, the setter might be back there too, and then she's taken out. So it's impeccable play by ASU. And I like that Utah is able to answer back with it. Rips it down the line. It's an undefendable ball.
Bethel Nair bringing Cameron Gabadlo in, the freshman out of Cave Creek, Arizona, at 6'1". She's had several starts this season. They call her Gibby. And she's got quite a powerful swing as Shields takes that second ball over, and it's a point to Arizona State. She's a heady grad student, the setter from Phoenix, Arizona, transferred a few seasons ago from Louisville, and she's really such a big key for this Arizona State team. Back set, Olsen in the middle. Block got a piece of it to help out. Oh, and what a smart play. Levinska found the opening in that back corner. Read that perfectly.
Marta Levinska's favorite hit is hard cross. So to the right back position, she's going across the court. One thing that JJ was talking about is mixing up those shots. Hey, go line. Be creative, be crafty. And again, that comes with senior experience. So the more experience you get, the more you're able to see what's going on the other side of the net, specifically with blocking. And that's another thing I have tagged for Levinska, her eyes. When she goes up to the net, her head is down, focused on the hitter, squaring up against the arm of whoever she's blocking. And again, it really speaks to that senior leadership, that senior experience.
Yeah, Shea McLaughlin there for the block, and now a 2-point lead, and they send that one back as well. Tough one to handle for Gabadlo, and the block again, the presence there for Arizona State.
Those net balls are where you see that experience. They look easy. They're not. They're the hardest thing in this sport. And you could see Levinska, she's looking at the ball, but she's also keeping in her peripherals. In that case, Cameron Gabadlo.
Short serve from Shields. Utah there, and off the block that time was Gabadlo. Out of the back, that's Sear. Gabadlo again has to roll this one over. There's Mary Schroll. And there's the other libero on the other side, Ramirez. Beautiful dig. Both sides digging it up. Bump set outside, and a touch point to Arizona State. It's a 5-0 scoring run for the Sun Devils, and Utah says that's enough. Got to try to slow them down. We'll take the timeout as well. Set number 1 here in Salt Lake City. The Sun Devils up 8-4 over the Utes.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Medium rare.
Hi.
Chocolate.
Deep tissue.
Or just buy them already.
Omakase.
Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
From roughage to radiance. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
I'm not infallible, but my makeup is.
New Infallible Matte Resistance Liquid Lipstick by L'Oreal Paris. Transfer resistant, lightweight feel, up to 16 hours long lasting.
It makes me feel infallible. You're worth it.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team.
Back in Salt Lake City, first season for Arizona State head coach J.J. Fan Neal. You might recognize that name. He was here in Utah for 3 seasons. But how about this start for him, Anna? Best start for ASU in his first-year head coach since the inaugural season, 1973. 21-0 for Mary Littlewood. And wow. I mean, I think there were a lot of question marks. This is a team that was picked 10th in the preseason because no one really knew what to expect. A team that was 13-19 last year did not make the postseason, and a lot of those players back, and you go, well, what are they going to do this year?
And I think the best quote from JJ all week was, at some point during the spring season this past year, I figured out, wait, I think we're going to be pretty good.
Yep. Well, the timeout not effective for Utah as Levinska gets that one to go, and now a 9-4 lead for Arizona State.
Starts with the pass, and Shannon Shields knows she's going with Marta Levinska. What did we say just moments ago? If you give her the tiniest hole, she will take advantage of it. Her sweet kill, her sweet spot is that hard cross angle shot.
Both coaches talked about having to serve tough as 2 on that one off the block. A much-needed point for Utah. They'll take it back. Serving tough, crucial for both sides. The passing, I think, was a little off for Arizona State early on, but they've seemed to clean that up here as of late.
You know, and the reason why we say first touch, every single volleyball game you watch, the key is going to be serve and serve receive. And the reason is because it's your first touch, it's your first ability to force the other team out of system, or likewise put your team in system.
Back-to-back points for the Utah Utes. That's Amelia Vanderwerf now getting a start tonight. She's a senior out of Leavenworth, Kansas, and a player that really pushes this team and accepts whatever role Coach Lanier wants from her.
Oh, and she's smart. You can see her eyes as she goes up into her approaches. She's watching what's open on the other side of the court, which creates consistency and, again, very, very intelligent offensively.
Service ace for Walgren, the sophomore setter, her 24th on the season. And just a little miscommunication.
That's just a beautiful serve. When you paint the baseline like that, there's not much you can do as a passer other than just try to get your hand on it.
Both of these teams last weekend had a couple of matches where they struggled with their serving. They had several service errors. Both coaches saying, we're not going to talk about the errors. We're just going to work on getting better. As off the block, out of bounds, a point for ASU. And again, Levinska gets another one. That's her third kill so far. She's got a couple blocks as well.
I am loving this right side for ASU, left side for Utah, this battle between Cameron Gabadlo and Marta Levinska. They're just going, it's tit for tat right now, going off hands. Both of them are so far playing, again, smart.
Serve from Jillian Neal, who's checked in, freshman out of San Diego, now in the back row. Here's Neal off the top of the net. Voss had to take a little bit off. The overpass. ASU was there. Block got a piece of it. Cannot handle it. And a point to the Sun Devils.
The tempo, it's so quick, right? Shannon Shields gets that ball. A little bit of a weird pass, but the tempo, it's just fast. So Jelly Sear is already, we kind of call it a second step approach. So as the setter is setting the ball, you're already in your attack. We do three-step approaches for the most part, but this ASU offense has their hitters almost in their second or third step about to jump, and then that's when they're meeting the ball mid-air.
Service ace for Jillian Neal, the 6'2 freshman. And she's a player that Coach Van Neel said she will rock the top kids in practice. She loves serving tough to all the starters. Vanderwerf had to hustle. Dump set out to Levinska, finds an opening. The whip of the arm of Marta Levinska. She's averaging 4 kills per set on the season. 2-time All Pac-12 honorable mention member. Really mature, just a quiet leader on the floor. As Neal continues to serve tough. Short, quick, Olsen, but right at Shields. And sends it out. Beautiful hustle. Oh, and nobody there for Utah. What effort in the back by Camry Bailey, but the point will go the other way.
Now this is just a great out-of-system set for Marta Levinska. Puts her hands on it and throws it out to the outside. Fantastic execution from ASU. And again, fantastic hustle from Camry Bailey.
We'll take the timeout as well. A 14-7 lead here in set 1 for the Sun Devils over Utah.
There are many reasons why we play. They sow themselves into the fabric of your spirit, taking root and giving you something to root for. Our games stretch beyond the sidelines, only to get louder, bolder, and it's here where passion has purpose.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, it's b-ball season. Y'all ready to go? Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll teach you the how-tos to make you on the libero of the bleachers. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the cure. The NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship this December in Tampa. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at nca.com/volleyball. In class dismissed.
Set 1 here in Salt Lake City. The Pit Bands made their way inside the John M. Huntsman Center. Glad you could be with us here, kicking off the weekend with this Pac-12 volleyball matchup. Number 17, Arizona State. They've extended their lead now by 7. in large part due to the tough serving of this player, the freshman Jillian Van Neal. And Coach Van Neal said she loves those big moments, right? Like she loves to come in and cause some damage. They go to her in the back row. See if Utah can get out of this rotation right now. Had some struggles with it. Sear sends it just wide, and Utah will take it back.
That's that coach's point. This is the special stat category when you come back from a timeout and then you're able to break that serve. It's a testament to the coaches calling a timeout at the perfect time.
They needed that one. Utah coming in, a loss at number 4 Washington State. What a season Jen Greeny and the Cougs are having this year. Marty, and that one 4 hits called on the Sun Devil. So back-to-back points for the Utes. Trying to chip away at the deficit. Here's Rie Vos, the grad student out of the Netherlands, part of the Dutch national team, transferred in as a grad student after 4 years playing in the Netherlands and going to school there. Little miscue there. Free ball over to Utah. Olsen, the quick one. Beautiful dig from Shields. Levinska rolls it over, and Walgren kept that one alive. As Bailey trying to dodge the block, sends it wide.
Marta Levinska. I mean, miscommunication with who was going to take that second ball. Both of those plays were out of system, and Marta Levinska had to take one with her platform, but she's putting it to that right front, maybe right back area. Even with a mistempoed out of system set, or maybe libero taking second ball set, she's still trying to aim for Victoria Walgren on that Utah side to force Utah out of system. This is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about how dynamic Marta Levinska is. Her volleyball IQ off the charts.
Absolutely. Just her presence up there, but her knowledge of where to go with it. As the service ace, the 30th on the season for Mary Schroll. She is the best on the team in that category. She and Levinska. Grad student from Tempe, Arizona. Spectacular libero. As they try to go to Olsen in the middle and can't clear the net. So another point for the Sun Devils.
And this is it starts when you're a libero, your job is to serve, pass, and dig. So having your libero lead the team in service aces means you're doing something right. It means you're making the right decision at who has the nod and the different color jersey.
Scholl, one of a few transfers into Arizona State. She came from LMU as the block from Utah sends that one back over. And now the tip. And a free ball. Oh, they'll say 4 contacts. I thought it was as well. Didn't hear the whistle, but could not finish. So another one for Arizona State.
I love how aggressive Mary is on taking those second balls, those out of system balls we saw in that last rally. She was the pass had gone to the service line, and she still set a nice 5-5 set to Jelly Sear.
Bailey had to cover some ground, and the block was waiting right there. Again, the presence of Marta Levinska at the net. And the Utes are going to make a change. We're going to see Grace Hammond come in, sophomore setter out of Summerfield, North Carolina. Coach Lanier said we might see her. They've been trying to kind of mix things up a little bit. She had a solid match against Oregon State until she rolled her ankle in that one. And another service ace, 31st on the season for Mary Schroll. Serving tough. It's been so key for Arizona State this year.
It is. I mean, it's a game of serve and pass. It's the reason why I was telling somebody the other day, they were so shocked when I said that volleyball practices are 3 hours long. And I was like, no, time flies in volleyball practice because at least an hour is dedicated to serve and passing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been the difference. There's the slide for Vanderwerf, and not able to finish the play was Cromartie. But spring serve and pass play making a difference for this Arizona State team this year. They had a solid spring. You mentioned it earlier. Olsen will go back to serve for the Utes. J.J. Van Neal said he was really lucky that his team bought in this year so quickly for him. As Olsen, too much on that one.
Arizona State.
Utah, some struggles with their serving. As I said, their loss, a 5-setter at Washington. It was down to the very last set. But Arizona State struggled at Oregon State, a 5-set loss for them on the road last weekend, and they were able to clean it up against number 5 Oregon. Sear tries to tip it off the block. Bailey had to hustle, block there for Arizona State, and just a jabbing save by Shannon Shields with that one hand.
It doesn't have to be pretty. It's
That's
just
right.
got to hit the floor. And this is great defense by Utah. I love how Camry Bailey just sells this. It's an out-of-system play, really weird transition. But look at how aggressive she was. And Shannon Shields just kind of got the last laugh in that play.
How about the decision by Shields to recognize she better go ahead and take that one over? She knew she was off balance, but she had to do it there because Utah was way off the back.
You were absolutely right. And that's the advantage that comes when you have a grad student, a senior, a fifth year, whatever you want to call it, up at the net running your 5-1 offense. So 5-1, we kind of run 5-1, 6-2, and it essentially is how many hitters you have on the court and how many setters you have on the court. So one thing that Shannon Shields in this ASU offense does is she plays all the way around, and she has the ability to look on the other side of the court and just make those decisions. She's aggressive, and more times than not, she's winning those battles.
Utes able to get it back. They set up Satuala for the kill. It brings in Emily Smith, the 5th-year senior out of Park City, Utah. And Satuala reading that one, the tip over by McLaughlin. Hammond tries to take the second ball over, and Arizona State read it. Joust at the net. And another one over. Utes not giving up on this one just yet, but Sear had enough on that one off the block and good. And it is set point number 1 for number 17, Arizona State. Cabello's going to come back into the front row for Arizona State. And Sear goes back to serve. Jelly Sear. Really key pieces, she and Cabello. They don't always get the love. Maybe it doesn't always show up in the stats, but difference makers. The short, quick, and good. Claire Jeter puts that one down. And set number 1, complete control by Arizona State.
That connection, 9-23, man. If ASU keeps on doing that, they're going to find success today.
Set 1 in the book, set 2 for you when we return after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for medium rare.
Hi.
Well, just buy them already.
Omakase. Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
We're kicking off game day with a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Real brew tea with 5% alcohol. Keep it twisted.
From summer loves to fall flings. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
When the world of business is constantly changing, you need to stay ahead. So what about AI to generate new possibilities? Machine learning to predict what customers will like. Or expand your business by forecasting delivery routes with real-time data. With the most experience in the cloud, imagine how AWS can transform your business.
Goldfish. Can I get a handful?
Sure.
Happy? Go for the handful.
Meet Sam, the ultimate road trip warrior. Sam loves hitting the open road. That's why she downloaded the Fuel Forward app.
Number 17, Arizona State, taking control of set one. They take it 25-11 over Utah. And so Beth Lanerian, you can see the passion talking to this team. A much younger team, I would say. There's some experience out there for her, but key losses, a couple of starters with a potential third starter with the Polish national team player, Olga Mushail, and then you lose KJ Burgess in the middle. You lose Ashley West on the outside. So their pin hitting has been a little up and down. They've relied heavily on the middles, but then you got to make sure you got a good pass and you got a good setup for that, don't you, Anna?
No, and one thing with this Utah team that you don't necessarily see from first serve to last serve is how they come into the gym. Every time that they come into the gym, they're together. It's the word that comes to mind is unity. They're loose, they're fun, the vibe is there, but they're all focused. And in a season where you could be riddled with injuries, we all, it doesn't matter what level you've played a sport, you've played a season where things have gone south that wise, and it's really rare for a team to really stay in there mentally and focus and still come together. And it's a testament to Beth Lanier and just her culture at this program.
Yeah, she told us that specifically. She said, I really like this group. I like where we are. We're improving every week, which is all you can really ask for, is to get better and better. And she said this team has not let their troubles split them up. They have really gotten closer through it all.
No, and it's just, again, it's a culture. When you're in it as a player, you don't really recognize the culture that's being set. But then outside looking in, it's just infectious,
We'll see if they can turn it around as Allie Olson with the first serve, but perfect pass from Arizona State, and it sets up another kill. Marta Levinska and company have been getting it done.
Starts with the pass. It's a game of serve and pass. So ASU coming into this second set said, okay, we need to break the serve right away, regain possession, that first touch, and then just keep the gas on the pedal.
And that one just long.
Keep the foot on the pedal.
Right.
We were so close.
In order to get the gas.
We were,
with you.
It was so
following
close.
You. The long serve ties this one back up. That was one of few errors so far for Marta Levinska. What a match she's having so far. And a player that was open to working on her differences in her serve and her approach this year. Here's Smith with the service. Joust at the net. Satuala can't handle it. Shields right up there.
I mean, every net battle that Shannon Shields has been a part of when she's front row, she's won. And again, experience. A grad student going up against a sophomore, a really athletic sophomore, an impactful sophomore, but still those net battles, it comes down to experience.
Well, and Shields was a player that, as that serve goes long, Coach Van Niel told us she added 3 inches to her vertical in the offseason. She worked. You don't hear about that at this point in a career of an athlete, typically being able to add something like that. But serve long, it goes back to Utah.
Going back to Shannon, so one thing that Coach told us was her and Claire Jeter are roommates. And after every game, they go back and watch the game immediately as they go back to their apartment, their hotel, whatever, and watch game film. So every time that they come to a film session, Claire and Shannon already watch the film.
Yep.
They're like, got you, Coach. Already know what you're going to say.
Absolutely. Claire Jeter with that last kill and now goes back to serve. A player that they've been having to watch her minutes a little bit. She's been dinged up a little bit with injury. And a solo block by Habello. Extends the lead for Arizona State.
Eyes. Satuala sees that she's got one block up, tries to take advantage, but likewise, Habello understands that she has one block up, and so she stays on the shoulder, uses her eyes, squares up. That is textbook blocking.
Jeter will come off. That shot goes wide, and now it's Ramirez going back to serve it up. The senior libero from Pasadena. She's really matured this season, and she's more disciplined, Coach Lanier said. Works on her game religiously and trying to take that second one over, but can't. That was McLaughlin. A little miscue up front for Arizona State.
And it was so close, that connection. Shannon Shields being aggressive. That's a great example of when we say a setter is aggressive. That is what we mean by being aggressive. Sure, she'll send second ball over, but it doesn't matter if it's an uncomfortable set for her. She will still try to incorporate the middles.
Tried to go to McLaughlin again in the middle. Allie Olsen was there. They called the lift with a carry on McLaughlin. Yeah, and the thing about a fast tempo like this for a setter, there's there's not a big window for error for Shannon Shields.
I bet she goes back to Maddie though right here. No, she didn't. See, so a couple of decisions that you can do as a setter. One, hey, I'm gonna trust you again. We're gonna hit you again and you're gonna get it third time's a charm. Or you just send it to your go-to most, hey, can you put the ball down? And Roberta Abello does exactly that.
Senior from Brazil. She was a middle blocker and now switched to the outside. Had to make some changes in her game. Jardine is in for the Utes. She gets the swing. And Olsen with the overpass puts it down. Point to the Utes. They'll take the lead. So Beth Lanier going to a couple of different looks now from her bench.
No, and I like it. It's not, if there's a lot of times where coaches will make subs and it's no testament to how somebody is playing. It's just, all right, we need a little something different.
Yeah.
Arizona State.
Yep. Make a change. See if you can change the rhythm, change something up. Jardine comes out. Voss back in. Passing is so important, especially we saw the capabilities of Jillian Neal and her serving. She had a couple of service aces already. Trying to slide for Vanderwerf. The block read it perfectly. That was Sear putting it down.
And that's again, now, not every this was a great pass from Camry Bailey, but not every serve has to be an ace to be a good serve. We use the word purposeful a lot in this sport. Jillian just puts over purposeful serves, so then her blockers know where the ball's going.
Short, quick one in the middle to Olsen. She gets that one to drop.
And this is important for Utah. Again, goes again to Camry Bailey because she is playing all the way around. We want to tire her out. She's going to be targeted. She's targeted in every single game that she plays, and she passes lights out consecutively day in, day out. But it's crucial in rotations like that when you're playing up against a serving specialist to just first ball side out as fast as possible.
Yep, certainly so. Set, block sends it back. Back set to Levinska. Block helping him out. Bailey took a little bit off of that one. Sear and the block puts that one down. Utah regains the lead. Blocking game starting to help Utah out.
You just have to keep going. Blocking kind of starts with the serve, right? So Raina Voss back at the service line, putting over, again, purposeful serves so then her block can know where the ball is going before the ball even gets there.
Back set, Levinska, and the block that time, so close, but just wide, and it'll go back to the Sun Devils.
Mary Schroll, number
Here
11.
is Schroll. She's got a couple of service aces in this one's already. Transfer from LMU this past season. There's Ramirez. Olsen again. Schroll, what a dig. Out of the back. It's Cromartie. Vanderwerf. I'm not sure that one even cleared. Either way, it's point Arizona State. You got to love that dig in the back. I know you do, Anna.
Defense from Mary Schroll's 8 digs. That was her 8th dig through 2 so far. And then, of course, 2 service aces. This is textbook for any liberos watching. This is how to be a libero 101.
Family of volleyball players. Vanderwerf has to tip it. Oh, the hustle and save by Schroll. The free ball. She keeps it alive. Olsen in the middle, though. The answer. Great effort for Arizona State, but Utah able to tie it back up.
What do you do if you're Grace Hammond? Well, let me throw it in the hands of a senior middle blocker. That's an undefendable ball. You can't dig that. There's no Shannon Shields. There's no world where that's happening. So that's what you do. You have a great pass, and you take advantage of those dynamic middles.
Oh, and again, Olsen sends that one long. Float serve too much. And Allie Olsen was one of those last weekend that really kept it in and kept the team going when they were struggling with the serve.
And you can see Beth Lanier, she's like, okay, you just missed 2 serves in a row, so let's adjust. I'm going to say, okay. And you could see Allie goes back to her coach and she goes, what did I do wrong? She says, hey, you're tossing contact. Serving is, it's not complicated, but yet it's the most complicated thing in the game.
Yep, certainly so. Big swing and finish there. Arizona State extends their lead back to 2. Utah trying to hang in. They're going to try to even things up, but haven't been able to just yet. Oh, and double contact by Saltuala. This is some decision making, and that's this pace sometimes forcing the other side to make some quicker decisions also.
No, and I'll be honest, that specific play, Emery Saltuala, that was an athletic move. A little bit of miscommunication, but she put it where nobody was on that ASU side, except Mary Schroll is just, for lack of a better explanation, really good at volleyball. Read Emery perfectly, stayed on her feet, and put up a perfect day.
Pass off the mark, the overpass, and it was Jeter right there.
So flick of the wrist again. Senior going up against a sophomore on that net. It's bound to happen.
Arizona State extends the lead to 4, and the Utes will take the timeout here in set 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Medium rare.
Hi.
Chocolate. Oh, just buy them already.
Omakase.
Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
From knead the dough to knead it now. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
When the world of business is constantly changing, you need to stay ahead. So what about AI to generate new possibilities? Machine learning to predict what customers will like.
Arizona State up 1-0, and they've got the 13-9 lead here in set 2. Krista Blunt, Anna Conley with you. Kicking off this weekend. ASU comes in tied for 17th in the nation. Tied with Florida. It's one of the best rankings they've had in many, many years since 2015. Out of the timeout, a good regroup for the Utes as Saltuala. She needed that when she had a couple of misses the last times out.
And this is what I love about Emery. She's just able to put the ball in weird places that are hard to dig. She hits her corners extremely well, and it speaks to that elite athleticism. So apparently the Utah athletic department, maybe the strength and conditioning coaches, are keeping track of the best female athletes. They're keeping a list. Emery's number 1.
Yeah.
And you can see it in how she plays.
Not on the volleyball team, of all female athletes on campus. And she's incredibly athletic as Bailey miscue. It's that one wide. Some good rally defense on both sides. But yeah, Saltuala, she touches 10-9 and just in crazy hops. They list her at 6 feet.
Which again, okay. I'm like, go to the doctor's office and they say I'm 5'8", but my roster read 5'10" at some points. So just remember, she's
True.
a roster 6 foot.
Right? Slide, Saltuala, but the dig out of the back from Schroll. What a save. Give her another chance, and this time had to hesitate, but at the hang time paying off.
Mary Schroll is sitting back there saying, hit me again. Come on, I'll dig you again. And you can see she has it. She had that tip. Mary, she's on her toes. She's ready for anything. But Emery just is smart. She gets a little hand on it, little miscommunication, takes advantage.
Mary Schroll going to Tempe, Arizona. From Tempe, Arizona, gets to go back. She played at LMU, and the grad student took her team to the NCAA tournament last year. That was shot by Habello. Free ball over from Utah. And Ramirez self-defense, can't keep it in play. It's point ASU.
That's just Roberta Habello. She's smart. Her eyes are always as she's going up. So she has this big approach, right? And it obviously she's from Brazil, so she probably has played beach growing up.
Yeah.
But also she played middle for growing up before, and you can kind of tell she just sells her approach differently, and it allows her to have more time almost to see what's going on the other side of the net, and it creates, again, smart, consistent, creative, crafty hits.
Yeah, certainly does. Quite the experienced team. Jeter back to serve. It's a short one, and Bailey diving save to send it over, but the quick one to the middle is good. McLaughlin with a kill.
This serve was just beautiful. And again, Claire Jeter doesn't get the ace, but we get an overpass, so then ASU can run that quick tempo offense. Utah is still stuck in transition. They can't put up an efficient block, and the Sun Devils capitalize.
Absolutely, serving it tough. Just sends that one long, does Jeter. Yeah, Utah will take it back. Lauren Jardine back up front for the Utes. Ramirez goes back to serve. Grace Hammond has stayed on as the setter for this set. She came in the first set for Victoria Walgren. Deep serve from Ramirez. Second ball over, and smart decision.
You won't see Shannon Shields go over on 2 for a while now, because she is, again, this is when we say volleyball IQ, this is a great example of being a setter, when to do plays like that. As a setter, if you're playing in a 5-1 and you're up front, you want to dump the ball. You want the glory. It's fun. It's aggressive, but it's almost that restraint and that patience, knowing when to do it, more importantly, knowing when not to do it.
Well, she fooled everybody on that one. Bump set out to Jardine, hard off the block. Schrolls right there. Levinska, perfect placement, and right in the middle. I mean, that was just the set exactly where she loves it.
No, and Allie Olsen, pay attention to 16 and white. She reads right. Her eyes are great. She's going ball setter, ball hitter. It's kind of a little quirky thing we've invented for blocking to make sure that you don't get your footwork and stuff stays disciplined. She was disciplined on that. Sun Devils offense. It's just, that's how quick this tempo is.
Service ace for Arizona State extends their lead, now up 20-12 here in set number 2. We'll take the timeout as well. More when we return.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
And I wanted to do more than just be a spectator. I wanted to get involved and give back to the sport that I've loved for so long.
I'm a speaker,
builder,
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor,
a firefighter,
and I'm a volleyball official.
Officiating volleyball was something that helped me to reconnect to my roots.
Volleyball officiating will bring positive influences into your life along with lifelong friends.
I said yes to becoming a volleyball official so that I could give back to the game.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
Challenge yourself as a referee to always be the best you can be.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door,
stay on the court.
Just say yes.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
Second set here in Salt Lake City. Fans in the stands enjoying themselves, even though the Utes find themselves down, and they were hanging right in there. But Arizona State, just the veteran plays and the heady, mature decision-making, it's just really impressive.
It's that junk that comes up at the net play. We see that advantage with the experience. And then, of course, this is a game of serve and pass. So Arizona State, 4 service errors. Utah, 3 service errors. Sun Devils, 5 aces. Utah, 1. Digs. ASU has 12 more digs than Utah, and then blocks. Of course, Sun Devils have 6 compared to Utah's 1.
Well, a good answer by the Utes after the timeout. They go out to Lauren Jardine. Gets the big, powerful swing here.
That's what you got to do if you're Grace Hammond. You just got to go to the tempo increased, it improved, And Lauren Jardine, she can put balls down. So this is why we say those go-to outside hitters. It's why it's a coined term.
And a service ace for Grace Hammond. That is her first one on the season for Hammond, and the timing couldn't have been better for Utah.
That's got to feel good.
A couple of points put together for the Utes. Sends one over to Schroll. Tipped by Habello. The bump set to Jardine and decides to tip on that one. Habello. She's got some power, and Ramirez can't handle it. Point Arizona State.
And the patience. We expected Habello the past couple of plays. We haven't seen her really be aggressive and hit that cross court hard, heavy shot that she likes to hit. She's been a little bit more crafty or smarter. So this Utah defense, now they saw it. Now they get to adjust, say, okay. So she's mixing things up. We got to still stay on our toes.
Neal with the serve again. Ramirez calls for the bump set. And Voss well off the net and sends that wide. Voss from the Netherlands. Part of the Dutch national team, getting her master's in biomedical engineering. And Heyman tried to save it with the one hand, and it threw everybody off. So Arizona State will get another one. Just 2 points away from going up 2-0.
And who else other than Jillian Neal? And this was so funny from JJ McNeil. He spoke about Jillian the first time she went into the match this year to serve, and she comes in and he felt bad because they weren't able to roll off points. She'd go in, serve, and then the other team would side out. And so it's great today to kind of see her as a freshman get some experience in the back row, roll off a couple of serves, and again, the more you can play your freshman in those scenarios, the more it's going to pay off in 2, 3, 4 years when they're seniors.
Certainly so. This is like we mentioned, the veteran players. There will be a lot of new faces for Arizona State next year as Levinska off the block is good. Olsen got one prior to that for Utah, but Arizona State takes it back, and it is set point number 1 for the Sun Devils. Schroll to Ramirez. Vanderwerf on the slide. Schroll was right there waiting. Deep tip attempt. And read by the Utes as Bailey just had to take a little off on that one and got it to drop.
And that's how you put balls down. Doesn't have to be hard, but just that little donut or campfire, whatever you call it, in the middle of the net. No one's there. I'll think of it as a change up in baseball. Everyone's expecting you to hit it as hard as you can, and then just a little off speed. Again, it doesn't matter how the ball goes down. It just matters that the ball hits the floor.
Absolutely. Off the block, diving, saving Utah, trying to stay alive in this one. Back set to Levinska, off the block and good. And Utes fought off a couple of set points, but not able to fight off that one as Levinska, her 9th kill, no hitting errors yet for Marta Levinska.
667 on the day. Marta Levinska and the Sun Devils rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Medium rare.
Hi.
Chocolate.
Or just buy them already.
Omakase.
Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
From knead the dough to knead it now. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
When the world of business is constantly changing, you need to stay ahead. So what about AI to generate new possibilities? Machine learning to predict what customers will like. Or expand your business by forecasting delivery routes with real-time data. With the most experience in the cloud, imagine how AWS can transform your business.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. Sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere.
Back inside the Huntsman Center here in Salt Lake City, number 17 Arizona State has been in control. They're up 2-0. Krista Blanc alongside Anna Connolly and Anna, these ASU Sun Devils, they have really been getting production from a variety of players, but you knew Marta Levinska would step up. Then it's a matter of who else to go along with it. How about Jelly Sear and what she's been doing?
Jelly Sear just got 4 digs on the day, hitting .235. Marta Levinska hitting .759 for 12 offensively, 0 errors. And it speaks to just that discipline from both of these players and ultimately the entire Sun Devil squad.
Well, Marta Levinska led this team in kills last year, but they also had a player right behind her, Iman Isanovic, that...
Businesses across America are struggling. Every day brings more bad news.
Very, very well here tonight. We got a competitive Pac-12 match. Utah trying to hang in there. Arizona State in control, though, up 2-0.
That. Enjoy everyday savings on fuel at Phillips 66, Conoco, and 76 stations. Road trips just got a whole lot better. Thanks to the Fuel Forward app.
So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. Sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere, the office, home, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you are, Nextiva keeps you connected with your customers and your teammates.
Goldfish. Can I get a handful?
Sure. Happy?
Go for the handful.
Back in Salt Lake City, getting ready for set number 3. Number 17, Arizona State. They've been in control most of this one. Utah coming back a little bit in set 2, but all those areas that we talked about, the serving, the serve-receive game, that's all leaned in Arizona State's court for the most part. And so we'll see if Utah can clean some things up and try to get themselves back in this one. They're going up against a very experienced Arizona State team with their first-year head coach, J.J. Van Niel. Spent 3 seasons here, was an associate head coach prior to heading to USC, and now this year taking over at ASU.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. We've talked about it a couple of times, but the amount of buy-in and excitement that J.J. Van Niel has gotten from this squad. And again, you said quick tempo. Mm-hmm. There was just no question. I was going to demand it. And then again, serving. There's no world where we're not going to be a top-tier serving team. Last year, this was a bottom-tier serving team. They have the same pieces here. You know, it's just a testament to practicing, staying mentally focused. And again, this is such a weird word, but just bringing that vibe.
Yep. I thought it was interesting when we talked to Coach Van Niel. He said, I just had to pick a few things and get really, really good at those things. And when we talked to Beth Lanier about J.J. Van Neal. She said, I feel like I'm in his head. I know how he likes to coach, and he's a coach that's going to pick a few things and get really good at them. I mean, she was spot on with exactly what he had told us.
Well, that's the thing. We were just talking in the commercial break. We were saying, well, Arizona isn't doing anything that we didn't think that they were going to do, right? Like, they're just sticking to their game. They're playing fundamentally sound volleyball.
Yeah.
And it's just discipline. It's all it comes down to.
Yep, the consistency paying off. But the first point in this third set goes to Utah. Tip from Levinska. An opportunity for the Utes. Tuala, big swing, and trying to save it with Schroll and Levinska, but it'll go to the Utes.
Emery Satuala, that's her 5th kill today, hitting a 400 in that athleticism. She's able to hit corners. So Mary Schroll, that's good defensive scouting, I'm going to say, from Mary, because she's in the right position. But again, that ball coming from the middle, you just have less time to react.
Sear dug up by Utah. Tip sent over by Voss, who's up front. And now the free ball at the net, and off the shoulder of Satuala. Voss keeps it alive. Another free ball over. Who's going to do something with it? And it's Utah. And a little momentum shift here in this third set. They come out firing up 3-0.
I loved Grace Hammond right there. She stayed calm, cool, collected. The Sun Devils were throwing junk. They were just, Shannon Shields threw a little thing, noticed that they were stuck in transition, and Grace Hammond just stuck to her game, made some smart setting decisions.
And the overpass from Arizona State. And Voss, who's starting up front in this one, puts it down.
And there you go, grad student. It's all about that experience. Now, what do we have? We have a little bit of a momentum shifter, a little bit of a roll from Utah. They make this serve, they get this point. I'm going to predict an Arizona State timeout.
Perfect pass from Schroll. The tip in the middle from Jeter gets sent back. And now a tip from the Sun Devils. This is kind of how set one started for them. They were struggling with their passing and had to tip several over, as that one is sent wide by Shields. And I see Coach Van Neal standing up. Will he decide to take the timeout, or can he get his group to get it together on their own?
He's close, and he's looking at Shannon. As a coach, he's getting off the bench saying, hi, you're a great decision maker. Remember that.
Yeah. Do I need to do this or not? Can you get out of this on your own? Gets it to Sear. The block, getting a piece of it to help out. Voss, big, powerful swing and good. So an adjustment for Utah up front with Voss has made a difference.
And it's great. And Reed Voss is 5'11", and she's taking advantage of just, that's an impeccable shot. That's a hard shot to hit, even harder shot to defend.
That is more of what Coach Lanier was looking for from her team. The Utes up 6-0 here in this third set.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union. Use any Mountain America debit or credit card now until September 30th, 2023 to be entered into a weekly cash giveaway to win up to $500. Visit macu.com/anycard for official rules or to apply for your Mountain America card.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Medium rare.
Hi.
Or just buy them already.
Omakase. Lady freaking Gaga?
You know who loves you? MGM, baby.
From knead the dough to knead it now. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team.
This Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by Clean Simple Eats, elevating life through food and fitness. And powered by Sprouts Farmers Market, the official grocer of the Pac-12. Fans a little more to cheer about here in this third set as the Utes came out on fire. They're up 6-0 to the Sun Devils after losing the first two sets, Anna.
Serving, passing, middles, name of the game. And guess what, guys? They're all connected. Emery Satuala has been fed the ball at least 2 or 3 times this set. And Grace Hammond has been great on that volleyball IQ set distribution, and there is the broadcaster curse.
Well, the timeout for Arizona State, a perfect one. Allie Olson cannot serve it in, and so that's that test mark. That happens so often. I think that's the whole idea.
He's smirking. He knows. He's like, I just gave myself a stat. That's the coach's stat.
Exactly. Called the timeout at the right time. Slide from Vanderwerf, though, takes it back for the Utes. Amelia Vanderwerf got the start in this match. That's her 6th kill.
Energy is a huge, huge factor when you're looking to close out these third sets. Third sets are hard. When you're up 2-0, they are so hard to close out. And I'm a big body language, big bench advocate. Arizona State's bench, look at little bit dead.
Yeah.
They got to get rolling, got to get that momentum, got to get that energy back to the 6 on the court.
Well, another change for Utah. Kayeva Johnson the freshman from Riverton, Utah, gets her 3rd ace on the season. There was the bench for Arizona State. And a slide will work, though, to take it back. That's Jeter. You mentioned the bench also, and that's an area that Coach Van Niel said they've been difference makers for us. They make us better because the bench has been so tough in practice and really kept this team up.
So volleyball kind of works. Our brain is catered to, the 4 big sports. But when you think about football, you have scout team, right? Volleyball is the same way. We have scout team. So, for example, if you have a match Sunday, you're going to go into a Saturday practice if you're not traveling. Saturdays are travel days, but they're usually just a serve and pass day and then a walkthrough. And we wear different colored jerseys with a certain number on it, and we try to hit like specific players that we're going to play against. And that's what JJ Van Niel has said about his bench. They scout extremely well. They put in the work. They watch film, and then serving. They're fantastic servers, and that's what has made this Sun Devil team so dynamic behind the 10-foot line.
Yep, they have helped him continue to really build the kind of culture that he's wanted with this team. As they try to go to the back, Utah does. And Bailey was just a little short coming over, but Satuala not the case as she gets that one down. 6 kills for Satuala.
And every single pass, Grace Hammond, that's decent. That's a we grade them on a 1 to 3 scale. Think of it as a 3, you have 3 options, 2, you have 2 options, so on. Every 3/2, Grace Hammond is putting the ball into Emery Satuala's hands. That is heads up setting, especially from a sophomore.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
For certain. Yeah, youth in the setter spots for this Utah team. Tip up and Utah right there. Ramirez out to Jardine, who's come in, took a little bit off, found the open corner. And that's an area of Lauren Jardine's game that she's been needing to work on, is mixing up her attack.
Mixing up shots. So she's going to come in. She knows that she has Shannon Shields, who is significantly shorter than her. Lauren Jardine is 6'2". Shannon Shields is a roster 5'10". So she's figured that out. And she said, oh, okay, I'm going to go line. Let's go. And Arizona State's leaving a little bit of line, forcing her to hit there.
Tough serving from Voss, but Arizona State able to dig it. Satuala, their block sends it back, and great hustle from Voss. She goes sliding all the way almost into the wall. She's going to have a floor burn on that one, Anna.
Oh, but we love this Utah team. And it's
how many floor burns did you have in your career?
Stop. I have scars. I have broken, chipped elbows and knees, and that's what everyone on the court will get to. It's just yet to come, guys. Give it 2 years.
Things to look forward to.
Things to look forward to. 4 years
Wonderful.
of your life for the rest of your life. But I will say that hustle, I'm going to testament that to Vanessa Ramirez. All you liberos out there, we got 2 great liberos on the court right now. Vanessa Ramirez is so just her heart and her hustle. And specifically, she doesn't give up on any points. Again, she is experienced. She has the resume to give up on points, and she chooses not to. And again, we use this word a lot with Vanessa. It's infectious to everybody on the court.
Reeve Voss had to take a moment there, and our referee, Paula Martin, was making sure that she was okay. She's going to stay out there. And Kayeva Johnson as well in the back with Ramirez. And wow, she went flying and diving all the way to the wall on that last one. And they serve right at her. No surprise, right?
It's not called nice ball.
That's true. That's true. But Jardine again takes some off, finds the back line.
No, and look at Ryan Voss. Great pass. great pass. I mean, comes back from that and then is able to pass. What a mental testament to Rihanna.
Ramirez continues to serve. And then she goes right to Schroll. Back set, Levinska, but catches the antenna. Nice idea, though. The opening would have been there if she could have gotten it over.
That was really nice. And again, Marta Levinska could go up and hit as hard as she could every single ball, but she doesn't, and that's what makes her one of the top hitters, attackers in the Pac-12.
I mean, her first hitting error of this match right now. She's got 9 kills in this one.
I was gonna say, she's hitting 571 on the day. That number is ridiculous.
Quick swing of Habello, but double contact call. That was a beautiful attempt by Ramirez to save it.
It was just great. It's a great event. And you kind of kick yourself as a libero, but I mean, hole in the block, reads, reacts. So that was a great play that we can talk about. She doesn't move to get into the blocking kind of lane, that hole. She just stands still, stays on her toes, and then reacts extremely quickly. It takes a lot of patience and reading.
Olsen on the slide, the dig from Schroll to keep it alive. Sear with the tip. Almost found the opening. Utah there to cover. Diving save by Schroll. Oh, but the Utah block puts it right back. Oh, both sides digging it up.
Fantastic. First, ASU, watch Shannon Shields, a quick tempo. But Utah says, no, I don't care. It has a quick tempo, but we know, and you could see Allie Olsen, she learned, right? We saw this in maybe the first set, late in the first set. She got caught on that exact play. And again, that experienced senior middle blocker is able to say, nope, I'm going to adjust. I know the ball's going to the outside, so I'm going to be waiting for you up there.
Service error, though, for Grace Hammond. Gives it back to Arizona State. But you're right. Allie Olsen, a player that Beth Lanier says she's the scout report queen. She's always got the scout down
what
and
more
helps
could
the
you,
other team.
What more could you want from your middle blocker?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's perfect. That's textbook as a middle. The coaches are forcing middles to have to watch film. And when you got a middle who just is like, oh, no, I got it. I'm going to scout. This is what I like to do.
Cromartie tried to dig it, but the overpass, it's put down. That's Olsen up there at the net just waiting.
No, and Mary puts over a great serve. Grace adjusts. Nice high off pace. Lauren Jardine comes in, sees that tiniest hole, takes advantage, hits it deep. We all want to bounce at 10-foot line. Most every player on this court can. But again, like we see with Jelly Sear, answers pretty quickly. Those aren't what eventually wins volleyball games. Forcing the ball deep and forcing, again, unforced errors on the other team. Name of the game.
With that low, quick set to Sear, and she just put it down. As Levinska will go back to serve for Arizona State. Vanderwerf back in the front for Utah. Tipped back. Voss took a little off. Back set to Levinska. Multiple players diving for the Utes with a block right there. Utah really had no room to even move.
No, and that was, covering is one thing that Utah does do extremely well. So Levinska, I would have loved for her to throw that because Shannon Shields had a great set there. She noticed that the two blockers for the outside and the middle for Utah jumped with her. Would have loved to see Marta Levinska hit it, but hey, they got the point, so it works.
Another great serve from Levinska. Block sends it back, and the block again. Block on the right, block on the left for Arizona State.
And how has Arizona State gotten back in this game? They put over consistent serves. They've started digging, which starts with the block.
And Beth Lanier has seen the lead dwindle to now 4, so she calls the timeout. Trying to hang on here and push this one to a 4th set. We'll see if they can do it when we come back.
There are many reasons why we play. They sow themselves into the fabric of your spirit, taking root and giving you something to root for. Our games stretch beyond the sidelines, only to get louder, bolder, and it's here where passion has purpose.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, it's B-ball season. Y'all ready to go? Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll teach you the how-tos to make you the libero of the bleachers. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all of the curriculum. Here, the NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship this December in Tampa. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/volleyball. Class dismissed.
Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by Watch Sports, the official live event guide in the Pac-12. Download it today. Set number 3, Krista Blunt alongside Anna Connolly, and Utah came out charging. They went up 6-0 to start this one. And since then, Arizona State settled themselves down a bit, and they have been serving a bit better, kind of gotten back to those things. And now the block also making some statements.
No, and it just brought up this word, popped up in my mind. Adjustments. They're able to adjust on the fly. I think come tournament time, this is going to be a big thing for the selection committee, because this team is just able to adjust in game like nothing I've really seen from any teams that I've personally covered this year.
Yeah, decision making, spot on. Wow, beautiful diving saved by Levinska. Free ball to the Utes. That's one of those, if you're Vanderwerf, if you're Olsen, you think, oh, that one's down. And instead, Levinska's right there to save it. Ramirez got her hands on it. Free ball over. Levinska out of the back. Oh, and a couple of Utes diving to try to save it, but not able to. And so there's Levinska. A little different look. Interesting. She's right at the 10-foot line.
So it's really hard to watch on film to tell whether or not she's back row or not, because her back row attack looks a lot like her front row attack.
Yeah.
She utilized it. Her toe just paints that 10-foot line, and she kind of comes out more outside the court and comes in at an angle. Again, a lefty, that cross angle shot she's able to take advantage of.
And again, the block, the tough serve sets up a tough situation on the other side, and the block was right there.
Claire Jeter, 4th block of the match. And I love how infectious she is. JJ Van Niel says that she is like the loudest one on the court. Just her energy is, again, and I love this word, I overuse it a lot, but infectious.
Block again, sends it back a couple of times. This time can't keep it in play. Vanderwerf gets the kill. Got that one to go this time.
Vanessa Ramirez being aggressive on taking that second ball. I love the aggression on these out-of-system plays from both teams, but specifically Utah. It doesn't matter if the ball's flying from the baseline. Someone's going to take a nice approach and put over a purposeful attack.
Olsen this time instead of long into the net. So now you say, okay, she got to get out of her own head here, I think, Anna.
Well, and like that just kind of made me think, this is such a hard time. We're at the end of October. We have not a lot of weekends left, but a solid month left of play. This is where you kind of start getting tired. And that was one thing both coaches talk about. I mean, we as coaches monitoring jumps, how many times your players are jumping or serving on a weekly basis. It's a big thing that we pay attention to at this point in the season.
Shields back to Levinska. What an attack.
Wow, that was back row.
That sure was.
That's insane. That's an undefendable ball. Great pass, takes advantage of the free ball. Shannon Shields sells it like she's going to go up for an attack, brings the middle in to jump with her, in this case, Emery Satuala, and then sends it back really quick tempo to Marta Levinska.
Voss, the block, sends it back. They tie this up. Utah was up 14-7, and Arizona State has completely turned this around.
And blocking has been such a key as to why they've fought back into this set. Shannon Shields, again, she's a roster 5'10", but this is a testament that even if you just have to stay disciplined with footwork, eyes, and hands on blocking, and you can still put up an effective block. You don't have to be 6'5".
Yeah, they've had 4 blocks in the set alone. Voss with the tip. Vinska with the one hand and diving save. Satuala tips. Bump set out to Habello. Voss off the top of the tape, and it threw everybody off. A break for the Utes on that one.
And that was close. Vanessa Ramirez was so close to the 3-meter line. So Libero takes it, still with her hands, uses that little 1-foot approach to put up a nice quick tempo with her. Now, when you take a ball like that with your hands setting, it's just a faster tempo. You have more control over the ball and capitalizes on that out of system play.
Serve from Johnson goes long as she has just come in. The freshman hasn't gotten a lot of play this season. In the first year, we're tied up once again. Utes trying to push it to a 4th. Arizona State trying to get out of here with the sweep. Hammond has to take that one over. Cabello, that one wide. And Utah will take it back. Lauren Jardine's going to come back in for the Utes. Voss will go back to serve. Utah up by 1. Shields, and again, Levinska finds the back line. Nobody there.
So the serve goes to that right back. That's a really hard area to pass. So credit to the pass to Mary Charlotte for passing that so well. And then a part of the reason why we target right back in this sport is because it's a weird angle for the setter to be taking the ball. Think of it. If you're standing there, try to look over your left shoulder. That's where you have to set it. Again, likewise, hard to set back in there. So as much as that play looked very easy from all 3 players involved, that was a really difficult play to execute.
Beautiful diving save by Johnson to keep it alive. Here's Ramirez, the overpass, Bello. Utah there. Jardine gets it sent back by the block. Satuala, but who's there? It's Schroll. Oh, and just a little off her footing was Marta Levinska. Point to the Utes.
I love the thought, right? She's trying to go hard angle, just a little cut shot. But it's so, again, the precision that is required. It's the tiniest amount of error. But how about digging back to back?
Yeah.
I can't keep track of Vanessa Ramirez or Mary Schroll. It's
They're
just
really good.
Ramirez are putting on a show today. This is amazing.
They really are. They're fun to watch. There's Ramirez. Got the hands up. Jardine had it sent back. Takes some off. Bello to Voss. And now Voss out of the back. Levinska had to take some off of that one. Jardine, what an angle. Cuts that one just right.
Lauren Jardine goes a little off speed. Marta Levinska going off speed, being crafty, creative. Nobody played wrong volleyball here. Now, that's a hard shot for Lauren Jardine to hit. And again, it's an available shot. Arizona State's defense right now is saying, okay, we're going to dare you to hit that again, because that's just one of those shots that you kind of have to throw your hand up in the air and say, okay, good job.
Absolutely. Back set, Levinska has to punch that one over, and it works. Looked a little unorthodox, but as you said, doesn't matter. It goes in.
And it comes into that concept of bettering the ball. So let's say the pass isn't perfect. Well, setter in there, in the setter's hide, all that's going through her head, got to better the ball. So we're going to better. So let's say the set isn't great. All that's going through the hitter's head, got to better the ball. I think the best, somebody told me this way when I was really little, they said the best hitters hit the bad sets and tip the worst sets.
Schroll puts the hand up to keep it alive as Jardine had full contact there. And this time the block sends it back at her.
No, and that's just it. Marta Levinska is one of those. She's a great example of it. She is crafty with the best sets, so you expect her to be hitting it hard, and then she's actually a little bit more hits it hard on the maybe offbeat sets.
Serving from Neal just keeps coming, but so does Lauren Jardine. That time the power swing with some emotion. Fired up.
That's what you need in this match, though. Tied at 19 all, you need your hitter to be hitting balls like that coming off the net and demanding it. Energy is infectious, right? You talk about benches. Benches can be infectious to those 6 on the court. Vanessa Ramirez, infectious energy. That's a big part of being a libero, is staying up, staying energized.
6th kill of the match for Lauren Jardine. And again, though, just take some off and find an opening. What awareness by Levinska.
Levinska and Shannon Shields. All right, we got to get out of here. I'm going to set my go-to hitter. Set distribution. We had a closed block, and Marta Levinska says, okay, I'm still going to hit that corner. Again, another shot. If I'm Utah, if I'm Beth Lanier, I'm saying, yeah, you can get that one. I dare you to hit that again.
It was just one of those, as that one floats long for Schroll, that you couldn't see that she was going to go where she went on that last one.
She goes, normally you can read where players are going to hit with where their shoulders are squared up to, but then, and you add in kind of, this is why playing beach is such an advantage.
Yeah.
But you go thumb up, thumb down, add some spin onto the ball.
Boy, short, quick. Jeter with the finish ties this one up again. What a third set we're having.
This is great. This is so back and forth, tit for tat. Nobody is playing bad volleyball right now. Everybody is playing disciplined volleyball, and that's why. I mean, the sets are great. The passing is great. The hits are creative and smart.
What a match for Levinska. And tough serve, give her an ace. There's not much she hasn't done in this one. Her second ace on this match, with 14 kills and only 2 hitting errors as well.
Oh, and 9 digs. 9 digs. So she is 1 dig away from a double-double.
And the first lead of this set for Arizona State. Utah had been in control of this one, and Arizona State came charging back, and then it was back and forth, and just missing wide was Voss. Right idea, just too much.
And I love that miss. I love that miss. I know it's 23-21, but if I'm Beth Lanier, I'm saying, great. That was aggressive.
Timeout in Salt Lake City. We've got a good one. Rest of the third when we come back.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
And I wanted to do more than just be a spectator. I wanted to get involved and give back to the sport that I've loved for so long.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts.
Auditor.
A firefighter.
And I'm a volleyball official.
Officiating volleyball was something that helped me to reconnect to my roots.
Volleyball officiating will bring positive influences into your life along with lifelong friends.
I said yes to becoming a volleyball official so that I could give back to the game.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
Challenge yourself as a referee to always be the best you can be.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Stay on the court.
Just say yes.
Court.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more of Involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
Arizona State, they were down this entire set and now extend their lead to 2 for the first time in this one, trying to get the sweep. And for J.J. Van Niel and his staff, back to Utah as the head coach for the first time as a head coach.
I just love, I'm sorry, I use this word a lot, but I love his vibe as a coach. He's sitting over there. He doesn't stress out his players. And it's more as a player, it feels so comforting when your coach isn't, up and kind of yelling at you the entire game. Because you know what you're doing. You know what to do.
And there's an adjustment for Utah. They go back to the freshman, Cameron Gabadlo.
And the energy, Utah has a lot of heart and hustle. If you watch this team at all this year, you know that. They do not quit until it is game point and the ball has hit the floor. So I know that ASC, the advantage is to Arizona State. That doesn't matter in Utah's head.
Yep, no, certainly doesn't. Emily Smith back in. Serve to Schroll. Back set to Levinska. That one has been there, but Smith is there this time. Voss had to hustle. The block pits it back. The block for me has been such a difference maker in the turnaround for ASU this set.
Oh, it's been so great. So they go outside in. So this block, I'm going to credit to Jelly Sear. She sets her eyes. She sets a nice block, gets her hands on it. Her hands are facing into the court. Textbook blocking, and now she gets to go serve on game point.
Match point number 1 for ASU. And that one sent back again. And, of course, the block puts it down. 13 blocks for ASU, and half of those came in this set alone, Anna.
Oh, and I believe that was Claire Jeter's 7th block on the night. She was extremely dynamic. JJ Van Niel says that she is the glue that holds together this Sun Devil team. And what a perfect storybook ending to the night.
It certainly was. Arizona State down most of set 3, but they were able to turn it around. They get the sweep here in Utah. They'll head to Boulder to face Colorado on Sunday. Utah will await Arizona coming in on Sunday. We'll have that one for you as well. It's going to do it for us. For Anna Connolly, I'm Krista Blanc, and for Mike Fitzgerald, our producer-director, thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. Good night. Enjoy the weekend.